Oh my gosh, what do I have in store for you today? Today's guest said something that made the internet clutch their pearls. It made me want to pour a glass of wine and shout out, finally, someone said it. She said, I'm slutty and I love that part of myself. Marta Kagan, aka BeMarvelus, is not holding back. Welcome to today's show of Dichotomy with Shannon. All right, Marta, hi.
Hi.
So let's get into your why behind, is it called the turn on or pleasure playground? You have so much. Tell us a little bit about what you have and your why behind it.
Yeah, well, I offer a lot of things under my umbrella of helping women reclaim their sensual power, their confidence, their sovereignty. The Pleasure Playground is my latest offering, which is a membership where you show up, be in sisterhood, learn different tools for expanding your ability to enjoy pleasure, body, sex, life,
Yes.
all of it. And it really comes down to the fact that our erotic power, like our erotic aliveness, is aliveness. That is the source of life force energy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we've all grown up in a culture that presses that finds female sexuality dangerous, that finds our erotic power threats. And so I'm on a mission to change that, to empower more women to, flex that muscle.
Why are we like this? Because I feel like it's 2025. We still shouldn't be under the patriarchy, yet here we are. Why are there still such things as slut shaming? I love the fact that you're very bold. You put yourself out there. You call yourself a slut. But why is that such a bad thing?
Well, for millennia, there's been a concentrated effort, not by any one individual, but by society at large, to control other humans. Like it's
Mhm.
happening now in different forms. One of the biggest ones was women, because there was a time before patriarchy when the feminine was revered, when it was acknowledged that we are the creators of love. Like
Yeah.
no human exists on this planet without a woman having been a part of that process. So all of the worship of female icon, all of the worship of feminine anatomy was pressed, erased, controlled. We were burned at the stake.
Yes.
We were told that our only access to God is to man. And so that shift, which happened a long time ago, has become so ingrained in like the culture and we don't even see it. For example, I just shared yesterday a reel where a man was asking for help, saying, how do I talk to my 10-year-old daughter about the fact that it's inappropriate for her to wear a midriff-bearing shirt? And the response to that reel of his or that questionableness was, are you talking to your sons about this same issue? Are you talking to them about how they look at women's bodies, that they're not for them? Right. So it's like so deeply ingrained in how we
Yeah.
raise girls and how we raise boys that, I'm in my 50s. It took me till my 50s to even recognize how much of it's impacting the way I see the world, the way I see my role, what permission I feel like I have to fully express myself. So it's like casting a fish out of water. You don't see it because you're swimming in it literally your whole life.
You just said fully expressing yourself. So let's talk about the science in the, I feel like there's biological reasons for the pleasure, the portal. It has to happen. I actually did a show on it because I was raised in the church where I was very shamed, especially my sensuality. I've been called a slut more times than I'd like to admit. Yeah, woo! I enjoy sex. Why is that such a bad thing for women? Why can men enjoy it and it's all about the man's pleasure? But when it comes to the women, it's like it's a mind fuck, basically. You are there to reproduce. I mean, in third world countries, they're cutting off clitorises. So you can't even enjoy it. You can just give birth. It's twisted, but why can we not express that when it's biological and we actually need that?
Yeah. I mean, the answer is it's the culture. Like it's been a long standing cultural norm that female sexuality is dangerous, that it should only be for reproduction. And again, it comes down to power. It's all about power. It has nothing to do with the actual act. It has nothing to do, and think about how we even look at sex in general, particularly in the West, right? It's very, you don't talk about it. It's in the bedroom, right? There's pornography, which is a whole other can of worms.
Yeah.
In terms of having normal, healthy conversations about sexuality and pleasure, that's not the focus. And also because the world has centered around patriarchy, around the masculine
Mhm.
as the model, the correct way. We focus on productivity. We focus on achievements, on goals, right? And
Yeah.
that doesn't work with a female who cycles around the moon. Like
Right, yeah.
so it's just a system of, again, control and a way to keep us from knowing and feeling and expressing our true power. I mean, I say this all the time. I feel sorry for men because they have to live in this cycle of almost feeling threatened all the time. And so you need the power, you need the
Yeah.
control, you need the shame to keep people in their place. And that's true, not just about sexuality, but that's for sure the biggest.
So you touched upon pornography. I just
Yeah.
have to ask, do you think that that's a healthy thing to bring into your sex life?
That's a loaded question. I guess the short answer is it depends. It can be. That's not a good starting point. Yeah. I'll put it that way, because the way that pornography has grown up has been all about objectifying women. It's again,
Yeah.
male pleasure. Like the whole system fits there too. But in a relationship, if you're in a partnership where the two of you have a very grounded, honest, expressive sexual relationship and pornography is a way that you can enhance that, then fuck yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Right? Can I swear on this show? I know you
Yes, you
asked.
can. Yes, you can. So there's something though with men is they would rather use the 2 minutes to watch pornography, get out of it. They could be lazy. They don't have to do anything to turn their women on and then they're done with it. Do you see this as like an epidemic that men would rather watch porn, get off in 2 minutes than be with their wives or their girlfriends?
I mean,
Or
it's
is that just in the suburbs?
I honestly, I don't think the issue is. It's funny that I'm saying this. I don't think the issue is men.
Okay.
I'm not saying that they don't have anything to do with the system and then they're not feeding into it. They are. We're all victims of patriarchy, men included. Like they have their own shit to deal with as a result of this system. It keeps us all trapped. But I think that women have to recognize that they actually are the turnaround. Like we are the source of our own turnaround. We don't need a partner to create that for us. We don't need pornography to create that for us. But the problem is we're so disconnected from our body.
Mm.
Like I can't tell you how many of my clients or women that I've worked with and courses I've taught have never even looked at their own genitalia. Like just have never looked at it.
Mm.
Who aren't familiar with their own anatomy, who understand that, the clitoris has 9,000 or 10,000, depending on which source you're checking, nerve endings dedicated exclusively to pleasure. Like there's no other purpose for that little organ but pleasure.
Wow. I didn't even know that. I love that.
Yeah. Versus a penis, which has about 3,000 nerve endings for the entire organ. And it's like a Swiss Army knife. It does all these
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
That was for pleasure.
Why do we not explore our own bodies? And why does it trigger women to even think of that?
It's the same thing we said about patriarchy, shame.
Mm.
You've been taught that it's something you want to keep private. It's dirty. I mean, think about even names. Like, what do we call that part of our anatomy? So, like, the common term you hear the most is vagina, which
Yeah.
only refers to the birth canal, right? The like sheath for a sword is the definition of what that word actually means. Where actually the external genitalia, what you'd be looking at if you looked at yourself in the mirror, is the vulva, right? We don't use that word. Like, if you ask 10 women, what were you taught to call that part of yourself growing up? You get these like weird, cutesy little names like, your
My nanny taught me, and this is so fucked up. She called it a sugar bowl. I called it a sugar bowl growing up. Isn't that there's like and they're all dead. I can't ask my family, like, why did you guys give me that name? Sorry, derail.
Yeah. So if we don't even have a word for it, if we're not even comfortable naming it, of course we're not comfortable looking at it or touching it or
Yeah.
understanding what gives us pleasure. So most women as girls start exploring their sexuality with a partner, with a boy who has not been taught, who's been taught even less than she has about their own
Mm.
body, generally speaking. And so of course you don't know like what actually feels good, what actually turns you on, what brings you pleasure. And so you kind of like muddle your way through these initial experiences, and that sets the tone plus what society is telling you. And so we're disconnected and we don't enjoy sex like we could. We don't ask for what we actually want. We feel afraid to get
Yeah.
this turned on or that really feels good. So there's so much shame and repression around it.
Yes. It messed me up so bad in my head, like, "Oh, well, you're supposed to just basically open your legs and be fully lubed and ready for me to insert," and it's like, "No, no, no, I'm a woman. You need to do things to work on that," but then I would go into performance. I would just, like, fake it till I make it so the man could get off. I, coming from that church side, started exploring and ripping free from the bondage for, like, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. That's how recent it is for me, and I'm 43. So I
Yeah.
feel like this doesn't happen until you're older. How can we teach our daughters? In what age should we start teaching them so they're not full of shame and they don't accept this kind of mess and breadcrumbing of lovers?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It has to start early, and it has to start not just with your daughters, but with your sons. It's how you talk about it. As a woman, you get to set the tone. How much do you express your sexuality? How open are you about the fact that you enjoy sex, that you feel it's a beautiful thing, that it's a
Yeah.
source of aliveness, right? But we have to start that early, and that's not the direction we've been moving in.
Do you
Yeah.
think that those of us that truly enjoy sex, it's all because of a shame culture that we don't admit that? Or do you think that could there be something more to it, like childhood trauma?
Well, I mean, trauma plays a huge role, especially for women, because there's so much sexual assault, there's so much bad behavior on that front. So for sure, trauma plays a role, but shame, I think, is the biggest one. And then what are you exposed to? Again, what are the role models that you have in your life? How did your mother express her sexuality? How did she respond to themes of sexuality, right? How did she dress? How did she express herself? Did she make sure everyone ate first? Did
Mm.
she say what she really wanted? Did she ask for, did she see a stand for herself, right? Did she experience pleasure and make pleasure a priority? Or was it all about productivity? Was it all about like, is the house, how do things look on the
Yeah.
surface versus how do you actually, and then that also ties into how we express emotion, not just sexual desire, but how do we express our rage? How do we express our grief?
Mm.
All of those are so many of the emotions that come so naturally to women, right? Our ability to cry, our ability to feel empathy, are devalued. They're not
Yeah.
considered important. And you're seeing that even more and more in the current like American culture, right? One of that is important. So it's really tough. Is the short answer.
So you have the pleasure playground. Do you teach women how to enjoy sex? Do you reprogram their subconscious minds? Like, how do you get in their heads
Yeah.
and create freedom?
Well, it all starts with first getting familiar with your body and with what feels good. Literally, we'll start with exercises where we do velvet touch, which is literally just touching yourself like you're touching velvet, right? Very softly touching your cheek and your jawline and just experiencing what are your senses telling you, getting into your body and out of your head. Because so much of how we live every day is from the neck up.
Mm.
We're encouraged to do that. That again is like patriarchy. The
Yeah.
theological, we're gonna think, we're gonna, um, and we disregard what's happening from the neck down.
Yeah.
So that part of it is just getting you back into your body to really feeling your emotion and not judging them as wrong or bad or shameful or inappropriate. So a ton of it has nothing to do with sex. It's literally just feeling again.
Okay.
And you can feel when you can tolerate and enjoy different kinds of touch, then you can get into actually touching, your genitalia and getting into like the sex part of it.
What is the best sex advice that you have ever received?
Oh, I think it's probably what I already said, which is that you, as a woman, you are the source of turn on. It really starts with you, your ability to tap into your eroticism, your ability to feed that and feel that and allow that to be expressed. I think when I got that piece of advice, or when someone said that to me, women are the source of turn on, I was like, wait, what? Because we were taught the opposite. We were taught we need a partner to do, right? And
Yes.
it's not doing it right, it's his fault.
Yeah.
And men can be trained. They like to serve. They actually want to please us, but they haven't been taught shit either.
Okay.
So, we're all kind of
We're the
modeling.
blind leading the blind.
Yeah. But that and just the idea of getting more into my body and out of my head, I think that's the hardest thing for people because immediately you start thinking and judging, oh, can you see this little roll on my belly when I bend this way?
Mm.
Turn the lights down low, right? Like there's all this stuff around
Yes.
how we look and how we perform. And so undoing that by turning this off and turning on the senses, that's like really that's the anchor point.
Yeah. You also have digital downloads.
Yeah.
What is that? Are there actually pictures of your body? What is it entail? Asking
Some,
for a
yeah.
friend.
Most of the digital downloads that I offer, like there's a kit called Come Back to You, which is all about expanding your sense of what brings you pleasure, like what gives you pleasure. So there's a journal, 33 days. Each day there's a question that digs into different ways to access what brings you pleasure, not just sexual pleasure, but also sexual pleasure.
Yeah.
There's a turn on tracker that has you kind of keep track of like what felt good. Maybe it was slowly drinking your coffee, really like inhaling it, smelling it before you taste it, letting it run down the back of your throat. So there's a lot of slowness. There's a couple of audios in there where I guide you through a self pleasure practice, breast massage, those types of things. So digital bundles are really about helping you to start to access that part of yourself in a way that feels safe, that you can do on your own, and going from there.
I want to say on behalf of all women, I know men are included. Okay. But on behalf of all women, I think it's so brave that you have put yourself out there on this kind of platform because I can only imagine you probably triggered some people. You probably got some bad feedback, right? Did you experience anything like that where you were shunned for this?
I don't know if I've been shunned. I mean, Meta has definitely put me in.
Shadow banned.
Yeah, I mean, I've been shadow banned. Like they turned off my monetization abilities for a full year.
Oh,
Like, yeah, they're punishing me left and right.
yeah.
My people, I think, are including my children who are 19 and 21, are used to this. For me, I don't get a lot of personal pushback, but yeah, I get people that say dumb shit on my posts and whatever. That's fine.
Are you alone in this business? Because I noticed there's a girl, she seems badass too. And I just saw a video of her and she was talking about, she's like, my pussy loves money. My
Yes.
pussy loves pleasure. And I can't even say it. I'm like, look, I'm already cringing.
Yeah, yeah. Barbara Katz-Nelson, aka the Awareness Muse on Instagram. She's someone who I met. We were both studying under Mama Gina. Who are you familiar with Mama Gina?
No.
She wrote a book called Pussy, a Reclamation, which when I heard about that, I was like, oh shit, I need to read that book.
Yeah.
That sort of began my awakening around particularly eroticism and women's sensual power. So I met Barbara through that. And yes, she is my partner in crime on this. So we both teach a lot of live classes.
Can we join your live classes?
You can join the Pleasure Playground,
Okay.
$66 a month. There's classes 5 days a week that are live. And then there's a whole library of pleasure tools and mini courses that you can take on your own if you don't want to come to the live sessions. It's a lot. The live part is like nothing else because imagine being in a room full of women where all of you are expressing yourselves, where all of you are encouraging one another, where nudity is not shameful, where the whole purpose of it is to amplify our own turn on for everything in life, not just sex.
Is it on Zoom?
It's on Zoom.
Okay.
So there's women from all over the world. We have women in New Zealand and Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible. I really appreciate the conversation. I think it's awesome just to get it out there. We don't have to feel shame for wanting sex. It's a beautiful thing. And I got to get more comfortable. And you can hear it in my voice. I'm becoming more comfortable about talking about it. So, okay, Marta, how can people follow you on all your socials and join?
Yeah. So on Instagram, I'm BeMarvelus, BeMarvelus. And there you'll find links to the digital downloads we talked about, the pleasure playground, all of the things that I offer. That's the easiest place to start. I love doing this. I love talking about pussy. That's the thing I found when I first started this work, because I had done so much coaching around like neuropsychology, positive psychology, and like regulating your nervous system, which is a part of this
Yeah.
too. But I struggled to introduce pussy into the conversation when I was first like, this worked for me, but how do I not make people uncomfortable? And at some point I was like, you know what? I can't worry about that. Like, I have to model what I eat.
Yes.
And so I'll give you my little trick if you want to try this.
Yes.
And that is to every day spend a little time, like put your hand on her, say hello, make that connection like you're having a conversation with a best friend, and ask her what she wants.
Okay.
Start cultivate that because pussy, all she wants is to have fun and feel pleasure and like live fully. She doesn't care why.
She's my alter ego then.
Totally. She doesn't care about your backstory or the church or any of that. She just wants to live and love and lust, you know? So just spend a couple minutes every day, like connecting with her. And then you could practice things like, which outfit should you wear? Ask, forget up here, forget, ask your girlfriends, is my ask, look, ask pussy. She will tell you the truth.
Oh, okay. I like that. I'm gonna do that. I That's one thing about orgasms. Don't you believe that that's where you manifest and create?
Live class on sex magic every Thursday.
Oh my God, I need to come. Pun intended. That's funny.
Yes.
Marta. I'm so
Okay.
grateful. Thank you for being my first guest.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
My pleasure.
Yes. Wow. What a freaking interview. I know that's hard for women to do because you heard me. I was even cringing about saying certain words because we are shamed. We are going to be put down. I'm afraid of certain people seeing this. You know what that is? That's my ego, and I need to release that right now. So sorry, grandma, auntie, maybe don't watch. Don't watch this episode, but thank you guys so much for being a part of Dichotomy with Shannon, and I'll see you on the next one.